pretty much a conversation with you, okay? I wanted to have a conversation with you.
Sylvia, give me 1 second. Let me mute everybody so that they
Okay.
cannot unmute themselves, just so that we're not interrupted. Hold on. Now go ahead and unmute yourself, Sylvia. Oh, hold on. Okay, you are unmuted. Say something. Hold on. Say something. Say hello. Okay, hold on. Let me unmute you. Okay, there you go. There you go.
Okay. All right. So, thank you. So, good morning, you guys. Like I was saying today, I just want to pretty much have a conversation. Like we were just sitting over a cup of tea together. I want you to relax yourself. I'm over here drinking my immunity booster. And I pretty much want to just have a conversation. So if this is your first time joining us, welcome. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I want to adjust there it is. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I've been in the fitness industry for the past 15 years, 13, 15 years around there. But prior to that, I was in the military, so I am an Army veteran. I'm a mom. I have a 3-year-old son, soon to be 39 years old this year. So I've been working with women privately as a personal trainer and coach for the last 12, 13 years per se, okay? But one of the biggest strengths that I have in working with my clients is that I have my programs in a way where I really go deep with my clients in working into their subconscious mind and really understanding their core beliefs about food, body image, identity, all of that, right? Because many of us have been there where we've spent maybe a big part of our life. Now I'm speaking just in general, okay? So if something speaks to you, you take it. And if it doesn't, I encourage you today to just kind of have like an open mind and an open heart and understand that every single woman has her own journey. So another thing I want you to understand today is that because something I might say might not resonate with you, it doesn't mean that someone else might not be going through that. So I encourage you to, like I said, have an open mind, have an open heart this morning. And if you are a coach or you are a trainer, this will give you also some insights on how to work with your clients, because you have to understand that maybe because something comes really easy to you doesn't mean that it can come easy to them. If they struggled with their weight or with emotional eating or stress eating or binge eating, any of those, understand that the reason why they haven't been able to manage their weight for this length of time is for a reason. It's not because they don't know how to follow a diet. Okay, so there's more than that. It's not because they lack willpower. It's not because they don't have, I want to say, the discipline. There's something there. Now, this is a whole, you guys know that we've been discussing this topic for 3 weeks now. This is our 3rd session, I believe, and I could really go on and on about this because it's something that's really deep. So today, like I said, I want to sit here and have an open heart, open mind conversation with you and leave you again with some more tools that can help you based on our situation and everything that we've been going through right now, okay? So first of all, I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath in. And whatever you've been doing this morning, or if you just got up and rushed into the call, just take a deep breath in and relax and know, like, for this moment, relax your shoulders, okay? So just, if you notice, if you're sitting like this, or, you know, a lot of times we're so used to tucking in our stomach, right? Like we're always told to hold it in. And so right now, what I really want you to do is just relax, okay? So relax your shoulders and be present as much as you can for this conversation. So I want to leave you with a couple tools. I'm going to also give you the opportunity, if you have any questions, something that, you know, has come up for you in these last couple weeks, so that you can ask or share whatever the case may be. All right? So first off, anybody have something that's like pressing on their mind that came up from our last call, like an observation that you made on yourself that you felt that you maybe got better at since our last call, or anything like great that came out of the last call? Anybody want to go ahead and write there on the chat? I'll go ahead and give feedback on one thing, and then I'll go into the topic for today. Anybody want to share anything? Okay, so maybe at the end we'll have some questions. Maybe you guys are really eager to hear what I have to say. So here's one thing. How do you take action from a deeper place? So here's the thing. For the most part, whenever we go into a nutrition plan, or whenever we start deciding like, okay, I'm gonna start this program, and maybe you found yourself in this situation where you say, I'm gonna start this program and I'm gonna go all out, I'm gonna give it my all, and then suddenly you're in the midst of the program, or you finish the program and suddenly you find yourself reverting to old ways, right? And for the case right now, being that many of us, I'm going to speak for like the time being right now that we are home. For most of us, a lot of us are home. And finding yourself constantly going back to reverting to old ways, in spite of having the best of intentions, saying like, I'm going to do this in the morning, you might, or even at night, you go to bed and thinking tomorrow, I'm going to do this much better. And it almost is like your mind plays these tricks on you, okay? So here's a couple things I'm gonna tell you that you can do on the surface. These are surface things. I want you to remember that a big part of not being able to, I don't even wanna use the word follow through, but if you remember, if you were on previous calls and you heard my story, so I lost about 40 pounds, but aside from the fact that I lost that weight, it was more that I had a food addiction. So if you could consider the way if you've ever known anyone who has an addiction, I had the same exact thing, but it was with food. So same exact thing, it was still considered an addiction, but it was with food. So when you overcome something like that, and now your weight doesn't it could fluctuate very little, which is normal. I think a big part of what happens sometimes to people is that they feel that something goes wrong the minute they gain like 2, 3, 4 pounds. They feel, oh, something must be wrong with me. Something's wrong with me. I just can't get it right. And then it's a cycle back up. Okay? So 3 things I'm going to tell you for surface things, okay? So you might want to write these down. Your environment in your home really does matter. So how you set your home up matters, okay? Meaning, let me be very clear on this. So many of us are working from home. Where do you work from? Do you have a separate place in your house where you work from? Are you working on your kitchen table? Are you working on your kitchen counter? Do you have your own office? Where do you work from? That's your environment. And on a surface level, that really matters. Example, if you go to your job every day and your office is right by the snack machine. Okay, this is why. This is on the surface, and I'll explain what this means. If you work by the snack machine, opposed to the snack machine being on the 5th floor and you're on the 1st floor, what are the chances of you, unless you're really going for it, that you're going to go to the 5th floor and go to the snack machine, opposed to that snack machine being right outside your door? Okay, so very similar at home. Now, what that means is, keep in mind, out of sight, out of mind. So what I'm trying to say when I say that is, If your environment is set up in a way, you want to always set your environment in a way to support you, to support your goals, to support what you're up to. So set yourself up. Meaning, now my apartment is not huge. As you can see, I have my computer in my son's room. I could, and so I have a 2-bedroom home, but what I want to say is I don't have a lot of space. I could put this in my living room, but I'll be very close to my kitchen. Now, I prefer to have it here where I have a door. I can close myself up if my son needs to play in the living room. So my environment is set up in a way that's going to support me, opposed to me having my stuff near my kitchen. That's one. You might think, that doesn't work for me. You have to try it, okay? Another thing is light. If you are a person, if you notice, what do you tend to typically do when there's more rainy days or more like cloudy days? What do you want to do when you have more cloudy days, when there's rain? You tend to want to like lay down, go to sleep, get your covers, relax. But when you allow the sunlight, natural light to come into your home, is gonna give you a different set of different boost of energy. All right, so send me a 1-1 if that helps so far. Or if you could relate to any of this. If you feel like, oh my gosh, I need to try this, go ahead and send me a 1-1. Good, so I see a lot of 1-1s there. This is really big. Anybody want to share anything at this point of anything that you've tried, or any of you that have noticed that maybe when you do this, or pay attention. I guess my challenge for you for this week would be that. Pay attention to your home environment. If you like being in the dark, I challenge you to consider more light. Okay, that's 2. The last one that I'm going to say, and this is on the surface again, is accountability. So the fact that we have about several communities right now. We have our We Rise Challenge, we have our Booty Challenge, I have my Fit and Fierce Academy. We have several programs, we have Fit Life. There's so many different programs to plug into. Accountability and community are going to be key, especially right now, because a lot of people can feel isolated, lonely. And so the first thing that you're going to start feeling is a lot of emotions of not even being around people, right? So there's a lot of emotions that we might be going through, and everyone will experience different ones. So I want you to really consider that connecting and staying plugged into a community is going to be huge right now. And I don't want to say right now more than ever. But for me personally, especially with my background, I have found that keeping myself engaged in a community all the time really supports my lifestyle. Okay, so I'm going to read something here. Someone says, lately, I don't know, something very, okay. So here's one. It says, lately, I've been feeling an urge to eat when I get stressed. I also have been very emotional and tired. I'm afraid that my depression may want to sneak in. I've been out of it lately. Now, go ahead and send me a 5-5 if you have felt any of that in these times. Yeah, so there we go. A lot of 5-5s going up there. And I want to tell you, like I was saying, I wanted to just have a conversation with you. I'm like looking at the time. Okay. I want to have this conversation with you because I really want you to understand that there's no judgment on how you handle anything, right? The best way to heal any of this is with no judgment. Pretty much if the moment you start judging yourself, it's almost like you go into a mode of resistance, and that's where we don't want to be. So we don't want to be in the mode of resistance. Rather just, embrace what's happening. Like, I don't want to say accept it, but be with it. sit with what's happening and don't judge yourself for it, okay? Because as you develop tools and more awareness, more consciousness, you'll begin to see changes. And your awareness, so when I talk about surface level is setting up environment, right? So let's say, for instance, there's a bag of chips in your house and you're thinking, I know I shouldn't have those chips. I know I shouldn't have those chips. You end up grabbing the bag and you eat the whole bag. And then right after, you're like, why did I do that? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So when you do that, there is something going on inside that there's not an alignment. Because pretty much you were really fighting. And eventually when you're fighting like that, it's gonna take over. That is why people can, no matter if they diet, but the inside belief doesn't switch, or I don't know what you want to call it, switch, change, they go back, right? So they can stick to it because they're at this moment, they're using willpower. They're using surface level setup. And that's when I say, talk about your environment. At some point in your journey, you won't have to do all of that. It'll become easier, okay? That's the surface. On a more subconscious level is, I know the bag of chips is there. If I'm gonna have whatever serving of chips, I'm okay with it. And you go about your day, it's not that important, right? That's different than resisting, than fighting, eating the whole bag, and then being like, okay, at the next meal, I'm gonna get on my diet. That's a different mindset, a different belief system, all of it. And a lot of that has to do with identity. And so pretty much, when I work with my clients, I work on that aspect, which is identity, is pretty much who you relate yourself to be and who you choose to show up as in this world and in this life. And for some of us, we are working on that part of ourselves. I know I'm constantly working on that part of myself, but your level of awareness will continue to help you in that aspect, right? So let's go back to the one where she was saying she's been feeling depressed. She feels like it's taking over. Again, I'm not a mental health professional, none of that. But I will tell you this, depending, a lot of it is going to have to do with whatever situation is happening in your life at this moment, one, and then your perspective and perception of what is truly happening in your life, right? So and it doesn't remove any part of, it doesn't mean that what's happening in your life is not important. What's happening in my life is not important. It's not to say, oh, well, you don't understand what's happening in my life. I could tell you don't understand what's happening in my life, right? So what it is how we choose to perceive the world, right? You have access, okay? Now, given that someone doesn't have mental health, if you've been working with a therapist, that's separate. Please don't misinterpret my words, okay? But if you know yourself that typically, if this wasn't the situation right now, you're typically you're a happy person, you have your regular life that you do every day, whatever the case is, but just right now, given the circumstances, you feel that you're depressed. One, it's normal to have days where you're going to feel that. And it's normal to have days that you're going to want to eat more. That's normal. It's normal. We all feel that. Okay. But what you do want to pay attention to is, if you are feeling that every day, a lot of it is going to be to how you start off your morning and your night. So you might want to write that down. Is a key piece is going to be your nighttime routine. I don't know if you have a nighttime routine, your nighttime routine. And you might think oh crap, Sylvia, please, a nighttime routine, I have this going on in my life. I got this going on in my life. We could make a list of all the stuff that's happening in our life, right? negative stuff. But let's make a list of the positive things that we can actually control. Okay, making a list of the things that we can actually control, and that is going to be our nighttime routine. That is not out of our control. That is something that we can actually create, and we can set something in place. So that piece is important because it's going to set you up for your morning. If you already know, like, let's say you're running your business from home, your kids are home, whatever the case is in that sense. And the reason why I bring this up, because if it affects the way you're going to eat the next day, then you need to pay attention to that. This is a tool. If you find yourself that you're overeating, that you're stress eating, that you're emotional eating, if you don't have that, then don't pay attention to these tools. But if you are struggling with that, then you need to pay attention to these tools, because a big part of it is going to be if your stress level goes up, if you're bored, if you feel lonely, if you feel all these different emotions, and your way of dealing with it is going to the refrigerator constantly, then you need to understand that there's something going on inside that tells you to go there instead of here, to stay here. And it might feel uncomfortable. So that's why I'm giving you surface level tools. These are surface level because they don't go into your childhood, which that's the work that I do, but it doesn't go into your core. These are surface levels because of the time we have. So on an awareness level, I would say, you know, when you get up, if you're feeling down, put yourself on more of a schedule if you have to at home. And you're thinking, well, I don't have any childcare. Okay. Same thing, right? So you can think about all of the things that are not right at the moment, or you could think about all the things that you can contribute to make more positive. And I'm going to say this a million times. It's okay to feel sad right now. It's okay to feel like angry, upset, a lot of feelings, but I encourage you to be proactive in that. Okay, so I'm gonna talk, let me see, I read one here that says a nighttime routine could be pampering yourself with a facial wash or a night mask. Absolutely, absolutely. That's a great one, you know. Last night, like in my home, we were doing pedicure night. So if whatever you need to do, and I think I went to bed around midnight, but I woke up feeling, I was actually posted a shake at midnight because I had a shake at midnight and I posted it. But what I want to say is you want to create things that also make you happy and make you feel joyful and good. Okay. And that is why I have a little rule for my son and sometimes it doesn't always work out, but for the most part, by 8:30, he's done. He needs to be in bed by 8:30. This allows me and like my partner for us to have our time because all day we've been dealing with the baby. So, and work and business and everything, right? And so having that set, and again, it doesn't always go as planned. Things don't always go as planned. Remaining flexible. So remain flexible through this whole process. That's the biggest thing. Remain flexible. Know that some days are going to be great and some days are going to be not so great. Then, okay, a good one. Why is it that once it hits nighttime, I get really hungry? All right, go ahead and send me a 1-1 if you feel that at nighttime you're getting really, really hungry and it's almost like you did great all day and then the nighttime comes and you lose it. Go ahead, let's see it. Okay. Oh, this one is like all over the place, right? Okay, so look, you guys, first of all, smile. Some of you guys are so serious. Smile, smile, smile. Okay, look. So I'm going to tell you what happens. A lot of times, too, is when you start your morning and for me in the morning, first thing, if I'm gonna work out on, let's say I have my pre-workout, I work out, and then immediately after my workout, I go and have my Herbalife shake and the rest of my supplements, and I feel great, I feel energized. That's right after my workout. But let me tell you what happens if I don't, okay? Let's say I set my alarm to wake up at 6, 7 a.m., whenever you wake up. And now I hit snooze 3 times. And now I wake up at 8 instead of 7. So I hit it. I put my alarm at 7, but I hit snooze 3 times and I ended up waking up at 7:45. Now I'm running behind. I didn't give myself enough time to get up, get myself ready, get my son ready, get my breakfast ready. Now I'm running behind on my schedule. How do you think your morning is going to start off at that point? Now it's almost like on a different path than if you would have gotten up when you said you were going to get up, and then you would have progressed with your morning as you had planned. That's something that you actually could control. You can control what time you wake up. Okay, in spite of what many of you think, I'm so tired. Oh, I didn't get my 8 or 9 hours. No, that is something that if you feel that, like me, I'm good with my 6 hours of sleep. I'm good. I'm solid, but not everyone is that way. But again, it's a mindset thing, right? And so if you're feeling that hunger at night, a big part of it is pay attention how you set up your morning. Again, preparation, how you started your morning. If you started your morning and you didn't eat your first meal till lunch and you waited all this time, and maybe you didn't have enough meals throughout the day, at nighttime, guess what's gonna happen? Hunger catches up to you. It really will catch up to you. Another thing to consider is boredom. Maybe you need to go to sleep. Maybe you need to go to sleep. Maybe you need to work on a project. Maybe you need to read a book. Maybe you could take a bath. Maybe you need to really ask yourself, am I really hungry right now? How many of you guys actually ask yourself, am I really hungry? Or you just eat because it's like everybody's eating? Go ahead and put me. If you ask yourself, am I really hungry? Yeah, so that's a big one. A lot of times when you're overeating at night also comes from a place of deprivation. Okay, so your level of awareness, this is where you're gonna practice awareness. And also, for those, this is why sometimes it's really important to work with a coach, because maybe you don't know. Am I maybe not eating enough for my body? Am I not consuming enough food for my body? Am I not consuming the right foods for my body? And then come the nighttime, you eat everything that you didn't eat all day, but then at nighttime, so you're like on this like yo-yo thing. Because you do great all day, then you should have just ate what you wanted during the day. That comes from a place of deprivation, of I can't have this, and then when the nighttime comes, it's almost like this monster takes over. That ever happened? The monster takes over? So, and it almost feels like at that point, now you can't control it. So pay attention. If you know it's way past your bedtime. So last night I was hungry, but I had myself a shake. That wasn't gonna do it. If you saw my picture of my shake, it was like amazing. I felt satisfied. Typically people get a sweet tooth at night. I had a sweet tooth, so I made myself my shake and I went to bed right after. So I didn't go to bed so hungry, right? You don't want to go to bed so hungry. Then you're going to wake up the next day. And again, it's like a thing that it just keeps catching up to you. So if you deprive yourself for so long, it'll catch up to you. It will catch up to you. All right. Then there is, let me see right here. Okay. I want to read another question. Let's see. Someone posted another question. I have a big lunch and by dinner, I'm not that hungry. Okay. So yes, sometimes people do that. So they do have a bigger lunch. Just if you're going to have a bigger lunch, you know, and then maybe whatever you're going to have your snack. Usually it's 3 hours later, you have your snack and then your dinner. Right now, me, I've been doing 2 meal replace, my 2 Herbalife shakes, and one meal and 2 snacks. That's what I'm doing right now. So I have my routine. I try to stick to my routine as much as I can because I'm not being as active as I used to be. Okay, so if you find that that's you, you know, put yourself on that. And those of you guys that are in the challenge, you kind of get a feel of what others are doing. You get ideas. Okay, so I want to give you an opportunity. If there's anyone out there, I'm going to give you 2 more tools to stay with today. But I want to know if there's a question that's pressing out there. I want to let you go ahead and write it on the chat, and I'm going to cover it. And if no one has anything, I'm going to give you the last 2 tools that I want to give you for today. Anybody? Okay, well, we'll wait. Let me see if anything comes up. Okay, so I'll tell you this. Look. Hold on, let me pull it up. Okay, so here's a big thing that I want to leave you with today. So let me see. There's one question here that comes up. It says, my husband likes to have a drink at night, and I feel bad for not having it. Okay, because it's our time together. Okay, I like that one. And that's a really good one, actually. Does anybody have any what would you, so let's do this. So what would you do if that's you? How do you, someone go ahead and answer on the chat there. What do you do if that's you? What would you do? So it says, my husband likes to have a drink at night and I feel bad not having it because it's our time together. Anybody want to give any feedback? Okay, I see a lot of them. It says, I make a cocktail with sparkling water and aloe and pretend it's alcohol. That's a good one. I love it. I love it. I would make myself a drink I enjoy, like tea or coffee. Yes, I would have a tea with him. Okay, but he wants to have a drink. He's like, I don't want your tea right now. I want to have a drink. If you've been good all day, go for it and have it, enjoy it, and let's see what else. Is there bad a lot to me Herbalife products? I mean calories. Why? I don't understand that one. It says, is there too bad? Okay, I don't understand that one. Okay, so these are all great answers. Okay, I love it. And none of them are right or wrong. But here's what I want to tell you. Do you think that having, now, again, I don't know if you're gonna go sit down with your husband and drink every single night, okay? I don't know if that's the case, you know? But I'm gonna consider, like, if it's my client, I would say this. One drink, you know, is not gonna impact you. Like, you're not gonna gain 10 pounds from having a drink and enjoying a drink with your spouse. Okay? I don't drink. So if my partner wants to have a drink, I'm still not gonna drink. And I'll probably do something like what some of the other ladies said. Like, I'll have my aloe with my tea and I'll put it like nice in a little glass or something to make it be where I can feel like I'm enjoying the time with him. Because at the end of the day, it's not about what you're drinking. It's about the time that you're spending with that person, right? It's almost like when you go to restaurants with all your friends and then you're like, well, all of them are eating, but it's really about the community. It's really about the time and being present in that time. So if you're with your spouse and you don't want to have that drink, you can choose to create your own and focus more on that moment, right? Focus more on the quality of that moment in time. So the fact that he wants to have a drink, I mean, I don't drink alcohol, so that would be impossible for me to have that time with him and have a drink. But I could create the tea and my aloe or another type of drink and enjoy it and still have the same great time with my partner, right? Does that help you guys? Okay, I like this question. I love this question. How can you get your boyfriend's health habit, all those he can't afford it, to make good choices? Okay, this is a good one, you guys. So maybe there's a lot of people in your home right now, or in your life, or at work, or your partner, your spouse, whatever the case is, that they're not on board with your healthy lifestyle. They're not on board with you, whatever it is that you're doing right now. And it almost seems like they get annoyed or irritated, right? So here's gonna be my tip for that, is you can't make them do it. You can't. The only thing that you can do is be the best example. You do it. You do it. You take full responsibility for yourself and you lead from the front. So you don't want to make them feel bad. You don't want to say, oh, I wish so-and-so's husband supports her, or so-and-so's partner supports her. I wish you were more supportive. Well, yeah, with that attitude, like, he's going to be really supportive, right? So, no, the best thing you can do is be the best that you can be. And then typically, if they notice that you are changing, they might get inspired to do the same thing, right? But you gotta inspire them. You can't be demanding or saying like, you always want to eat junk and you always want to do this, or you're doing this, like pointing out what's always wrong, opposed to just you be that what you want. If you would like them to, have healthier habits. So when you choose a place to eat, go choose a healthier place. Or when you're out eating, select a healthier option. Now that we're home, prepare healthier meals. And even if sometimes you have to prepare 2 meals or different meals, still, like for me and with my family, like I always have my shake in the morning. And I one of the things I love is I love making pancakes for them. So I make them their pancakes and I stick to my plan. Doesn't mean that I can't enjoy the time with them. So it all is going to boil down to you just leading by your example. Okay? That's it when it comes to that. And then about affording it, well, I'm just, what can I say about that? It's almost like there's different ways to continue to eat healthy, and it's not necessarily going to boil down to, because if you really want to get to the nitty gritty, you could eat healthy for really, really cheap. Really, really cheap. There's a lot of things that you could get real cheap and still eat healthy. So I don't think that is typically an issue. Okay? Or you're gotta change your perception or your perspective about that, the money thing, when it comes to healthy and not so healthy food. And I don't like saying healthy. It's more like nutritious and non-nutritious, right? Because you could get like at fast food something that's non-nutritional, and then here when if I really break it down, like for me, my breakfast, my Herbalife shake, it breaks down to like $5 in the morning, and now I'm getting great value, good nutrition in my body, opposed to something else that's going to be $5 and no nutrition, right? No nutritional value. So it's about how you place it up here. All right. So let me see now. Another question. Yes, and absolutely, it is cheaper to cook in than order outside. I have to tell you guys, like we have been saving so much money because we are cooking at home. We're not going out to eat as much, and it's been amazing in that sense. And let me see, what other questions do I see here? What is a good way to fight temptations? All right. What do you guys think of this question? Go ahead and I don't know, say, do you have anybody give me a tip? How do you fight your temptations? And I'm going to give you a tip right now on what you can do. What do you do to fight temptations? What's been working for you so far? Go ahead and share here on the chat. Oh, I love it, Carla. I love it. She says, I work. Yes, that's a great one. Get to work. Okay, what's another one? Distract yourself with something else. Stay away from the kitchen or work a lot. Drink a lot of water. Okay, prep a healthy snack. Distract yourself with something else. Distract yourself. Okay, yes. So you guys see that a lot of it is distract, right? So that is perfect for right now, for our situation that we're living, the way we're living. There's a lot of anxiety, you know, and let's keep it real, okay? I don't want to like sugarcoat stuff. This is a really hard time for a lot of people. It might not be for you, but it really is a hard time for a lot of people. So I don't ever want to discount that, okay? A lot of people, you know, they have different emotions around what's happening right now. There's days where I feel sad. Some days I feel really happy. Some days I have really good days. Some days not so good. I'm not used to having my son home every single day. I'm used to him going to school. So there's a lot of changes and a lot of emotions. So yes, distract yourself right now for sure. But let me tell you, on a deeper level, and again, I'm going to bring this back to the work I do with my clients, is you can distract yourself for the rest of your life. You can't. That's not a way to live. Do you understand that that is a huge struggle? If you're always and forever wanting to distract yourself from the root issue, is that if you're constantly more than like wanting to just eat and overeat, again, this only applies if you find that your weight has really fluctuated or you're excessively overeating and snacking. So the question is, and this is a great way to end the call, is understand that this time right now is pretty much allowing you the opportunity to work on an area that you probably needed to work on. Does that make sense? That this is an area that maybe you've struggled with, but you've been distracting yourself with everything. Now is the opportunity to work on that right now. So I heard something yesterday and it really, like, I wrote it down as soon as I heard it. And it said, this is not a time for punishment. This is a time for preparation. Okay, and I heard that and it hit me hard, because I'll tell you this, that if you operate from a place of scarcity in your life, meaning you don't know when you're going to eat again, you don't know if you're going to have enough, you don't know, it's almost like operating from a place of fear than from a place of abundance, meaning mental. Again, that is all about your mindset, how you choose to view the situation right now. Is understanding that if this has been a part of your life that you needed to work on, heal, if you felt a lot of sadness because maybe throughout your life you haven't ever been able to lose weight, and that's been a big deal for you. Maybe you haven't been able to feel comfortable in your own body, and that's been a big deal for you. Consider that right now that you can't run anywhere. You literally can't run anywhere. This is your gift right now to work on that part of yourself, because literally, where are you going to go? This is where you dig deep and now say, why, like, what is the lesson in all of this for me right now? You got to understand, food will never destroy you. It will never, but yet many of us live with so much fear around food. So I encourage you today to remember this. This is not a time for punishment, but it's a time for preparation. Transition your mindset from a place of fear when it comes to food to really internalize somehow that you're not going to eat 1,000 protein bars. You're not going to eat 1,000 donuts. You're not. And there is an abundance of food in our world here right now where we are, that if you want to eat those enchiladas again later for dinner, you can. You don't have to eat it all right now. You don't have to finish the 5 donuts right now because you think you're going to start your diet tonight. That is what keeps you in a repetitive cycle. But if you consider that you want to be healthy, again, your identity, if you think about a year from now, 2 years from now, the woman you're becoming, who do you want that woman to look like, be like? How does she act? How does she dress? What kind of books does she read? What kind of women does she surround herself with? What does she watch on TV? How does she eat? The woman you want to be in 2 years from now, does she sit in the car and eat in the car in a rush? Does she eat standing up all the time? What does that woman look like? And again, it's not coming from a place of judgment. It's coming from a place of awareness and consciousness. Okay, so don't judge yourself, but become conscious of the woman you are in this journey to working on. There's nothing wrong with the woman you are right now, but if you're always into personal growth and personal development, then you understand what I mean. Right? So a lot of it are going to be habits. A lot of it are going to be core beliefs and limiting beliefs. A lot of women think that they're destined to have a certain type of body. You can transform whatever in that sense that you want to. You really can. And so I want to just tell you that you have access to think in a place of prosperity or scarcity. You have access to that. And it's all about everything, what you're listening to, what you're doing on a daily basis, who you're surrounded by. All of that is going to play a big role. So I want to take it back, I think, to Carla now. It's 11:23, and I want to open it up for any feedback. I told you today I'm sitting with my legs crossed here, and I just want to open it up to you guys to hear anything, bring it back to Carla, any feedback.
Great. Thank you so much, you guys. Type a 5-5 if this has been helpful. Of course, now my son wants all my attention. Hi, mi amor. Type a 5-5 if mommy. Type a 5-5 if this has been helpful. Thank you so much. Hold on a second, guys. He's grabbing my makeup. I locked myself in the bathroom so that I could be on this call. So thank you so much, Sylvia. And yes, mi amor. Okay, color. And so before we get off the call, I just want to say, I don't know about everybody here, but every time I hear Syvia, the rest of the week, I hear her voice. I'm like, dang it. Okay, don't work on the kitchen counter. Got it. Because that's where I've been working lately, okay? When I was at my mom's house, that's where I was working. Not a good idea because she has all kinds of goodies on the kitchen counter and it's so good to just grab them, right? So before we get off, we made an announcement that we have an awesome surprise for you guys. So as you guys know, we are in this challenge, 15-day booty challenge, or if we're coming on the home stretch of the Together We Rise challenge. And so we wanted to do something for all of you to help you continue your journey. So the coaches, you really have to thank all of them. We got together and we're like, okay, what are we going to do to help? So as you know, we have raffles on every call. We have raffles on the workout calls. We have raffles on the on the, on the chat with the hashtags. But we want to do something for all of you who want to commit to your health. So listen up, okay? If you are a VIP member, this is for you, which means if you're a preferred member. If you're not, if you're like, what is that? How do I become that? Get together with your coach and ask them. But if you're not a VIP member, you want to become a VIP member quickly. It's only $34 one time. That's it. And you automatically get access to your own website. You automatically get access to a discount to all the Herbalife nutritional products, which are amazing. And so here you go. Drum roll, please. Oh, you're on mute. So here's the promotion. For any VIP member, in other words, if for any preferred member that does 150 volume points, which is basically a basic program, okay? $1 is 1 volume point. So it's like $150 worth of products. But remember, you get them at a discount, so you don't pay 150 bucks, okay? So anybody that does 150 volume points from the 15th through the 30th, yes, mi amor, pink. From the 15th to the 30th, you are going to get a free 7-day Prolesa Duo. Type of 5-5 if you're excited. Okay, now if you don't know, you're like, wait, I don't understand. Why is everybody so excited? Because you're maybe a brand new on this call. So this product here is like the Lamborghini, the Ferrari, the Bentley of the products, okay? What it does, literally think about Pac-Man. It eats all the fat around your midsection. You know how we talk about the chi-chis on the back? It's gonna help to not only get rid of the midsection fat, it's also gonna attack all the fat on the back. It also curbs your appetite, and it reduces your body fat percentage. There's no stimulants in it. There's no caffeine, nothing. So this is like the Lamborghini, Ferrari, Bentley of our products. Well, guess what? If you do 150 volume points, you're going to get this for free. We're going to gift it to you. So we are super excited for this. Look at the chat is going crazy. This is like, trust me, this is really a big deal. So for those of you who are like, wait, I don't understand. Get together with the person that brought you to the challenge and be like, hey, what is this VIP thing? I want to become that. Because the reality is, you guys, well, I don't know about you, but I'm all about saving money. And in the topic of what Sylvia was saying, sometimes we think that eating healthy is expensive. No, it's not. If you really think about it, right? Having some good chicken, some veggies, some brown rice, or some sweet potato, that is way less expensive than having mashed potatoes and French fries and hamburgers and I don't know what else people eat, right? So this is going to be a way for you to help your journey and save money throughout the process. Almost every single person that is on the products, almost everybody has a VIP membership because it really helps us save money. So get together with the person that invited you for that and let them know, how do I do it? And for those of you who are already preferred members or already VIP, all you need to do is make sure you screenshot or keep a track of your orders, send it to your coach, and we will make sure to put you on the list. We will be shipping out the Prolesa Duos by the first week of May. Okay, so you have from the 15th to the 30th to do this and get amazing results, get a booty, and lose some belly fat and the chichis on the back. And if you're like thinking, well, I don't really need to lose weight, this product also helps to reduce the visceral fat, which is the bad fat for our health, which is the fat that's around our organs. So this is an amazing product. So
Carla, can I say,
before we call it a day?
I do. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, of course.
Okay, I just wanted to say one thing, you guys. So I really love that Carla shared this with everyone. I want to tell you that, when I want to say back in 2010, when I got introduced to Herbalife, I was really, and I was a personal trainer at the time, but I was really struggling with my weight. I was going through the worst part of my eating disorder at the time. And when I got introduced to Herbalife, I want to tell you guys that it literally changed my life. And the reason was because I found something that I actually liked and enjoyed doing. So I've been using Herbalife since 2010. I used it through my whole pregnancy. I've been using the products ever since, and I've had nothing but great results. So I'm super excited for this promotion and can't wait to, there you go. So that was me. And that's me right now. And like I told you guys, 2010, right now, I was about 24 years old right there. And it's been an incredible journey. And that's why I've been so loyal to, you know, just my nutritional program and the company, because I love my results this far. So just wanted to add that. There you go.
There's your, oh, I don't know where it went. There's your most recent result, right? So
Yeah.
with that said, guys, thank you so much, Sylvia. So just to get you guys, all this information is all on your manual. Please read it. Look through it. Some of us spend long hours putting it together. Yes, mi amor. Oh my God. Some of us spend a lot of hours, my son, it's okay. Some of us spend a lot of hours putting it together. Make sure you look at it. Everything is on there, all the calls, all the workouts, everything, okay? If you have any questions, also reach out to your coach. With that said, you guys, thank you so much. Let me open the lines.